Hi, I'm Steve Ursenbach, CEO of Reveal Biosensors, and I'm pleased to be able to give you a short introduction to our company and our sensor technology. The background: out of a quest to develop a pulse oximeter that would work on tiny preemie babies, my co-founder, Dr. Guy Hatch, skilled pediatrician and inventor, developed a prototype, consumed substantial amounts of nitrogen to drive his blood oxygen levels down, and captured information. He did do a very nice job of a reflectance pulse oximeter, but he also noted, and this was key, that that there was data recorded in the background portion of the pulse oximeter light source that showed a dramatic response to that physiologic stress. That became the basis of our company a few years later. And over the years, we built a couple of prototypes to maximize the technology and have information to file our patent. And about 3 years ago, we built our third generation of sensors. This is actually one of the prototypes. It's about 1 inch by 2 inch. It has 2 wavelengths of light, a photodetector, on-off switch, and a thermistor. We used it in a proof of concept clinical study at UCSF San Francisco under the direction of Dr. Crystal, and we got some amazing results. We basically detected every hypopnea and apnea, basically every stress event that the pulse oximeter did. But we went beyond that to detect pathology associated from primary snoring that is related to basically people who develop over time uncontrolled hypertension. With the theory being, if sleep disorder breathing gets in the way of your having a soft reset of your blood pressure at night, that over time, you may develop the condition of uncontrolled hypertension. We took that information and presented it to the FDA in a pre-sub meeting. Our first call with them actually did not go that well. They basically couldn't quite believe that there would be a new biomarker that hadn't already been presented. Nonetheless, we went to Washington, presented our clinical evidence. Dr. Crystal went along with us. He was pretty excited about it. We presented our science and ultimately the data from the proof of concept test, and the FDA came back to us and said, this is new. It's not a tissue oximeter. It's not a pulse oximeter. Your pathway to market will be de novo. About that time, COVID hit, and on-site marketing kind of dried up immediately, and investors more or less saved their dry powder to invest in their portfolio companies versus new startups like ourselves. So we kind of hit a stall in our development. It didn't put us out. We were in a low burn rate, which was fortunate. But this past year, we looked at what we had developed and discovered with that clinical research work and said, if there was a way that we could measure pulse pressure variations at night to see if people were dipping or non-dipping, at the same time, we're measuring cellular hypoxic stress, that would be pretty cool. And Dr. Crystal and a number of other people agreed. We made some more R&D investment this year into an armband that's really taken from the idea of polygraph. Polygraph's been around a long time. It basically measures pulse variations that occur in a person when they're not telling the truth. We figured out a way and build a prototype that electronically detects when there's a pulse pressure wave variation and does it in a very robust manner. This led us to kind of move from saying we're going to be a really great device for sleep apnea detection and therapy optimization to say we can do much more with a full-blown physiologic monitor that is the most sensitive to hypoxic stress, is able to measure pulse pressure variations at night to determine dippers and non-dippers. And from that, we can get heart rate variability. But more importantly, from our third generation prototype, we learned that we can detect the level of breathing effort. Now, breathing effort is important because it's associated with obstructive sleep apnea, but it's also important when you're detecting people who have exacerbations from COPD or when they're on a ventilator to see how much they are being able to put into the effort of breathing. So that digital biomarker, along with pulse pressure variations at rest when people are asleep, and this cellular hypoxic stress, are 3 new digital biomarkers that we can put in one armband that will provide insights clinicians can trust and basically utilize in ways that have never been done before. We are basically developing this to meet where the market is going. We are given the breadth of opportunities these new biomarkers will have. We've chosen a licensing model. So we are raising funds right now to develop our 4th generation reference design that we can give to developers for evaluation, science strategic relations, automatically, and ultimately have clinical studies and approvals for a brand new category of a medical wearable device. We are excited about the opportunity. We hope you are too. Thank you very much.